Now at 5 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a Texas woman sues after she's charged with murder for an abortion. We hear from her legal team this afternoon. And in world news, a 12-year-old in custody for a school shooting. What we know later tonight. And in Victoria County, a man arrested for burglary charges on a home.
Well, it was a spectacular day, lots of sunshine, nice temperature. It's going to be like this for most of this week, but what about that eclipse weekend? We'll have all that coming up in just a moment.
Students in the VISD continue to face problems with absences. Reporter Adarius McCormick has the story. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon and thanks for being with us. I'm Karina Garcia. Authorities arrested a suspect last week in an ongoing case in Lavaca County. Andres Asman faces charges of continuous sexual abuse of a child under the age of 14. Authorities tell us the first report on this charge was in September of 2008. He is in the Lavaca County Jail in lieu of a $250,000 bond. Now back in Victoria, county deputies arrested a 22-year-old suspect Monday. Joe Villarreal is charged with burglary of a home and intent with another felony. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of a $90,000 bond. Chronic absenteeism continues to stand at the forefront of concerns for VISD. The issue is affecting younger students in the district, and 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick is here to tell us more about the situation. Now, Adarius, how many students are actually facing chronic absenteeism?
Karina, 500 students from ages 3 to 5 are dealing with the issue of chronic absenteeism. This means they've missed more than 10% of school just this academic year. That's 18 days a month. The district statistics show the difference in absences between early childhood and the rest of the district. Their stats show attendance rates were as low as 64% some days for younger students. The U.S. Department of Education says children who are chronically absent in preschool, kindergarten, and first grade are much less likely to read at grade level by the third grade. To combat this, the district is creating programs to improve attendance and provide support to students. Now, Victoria ISD continues to encourage families to prioritize school attendance at all ages, especially their early childhood students. Karina, back to you.
Adarius, thank you. Here's your viewer poll this afternoon. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to vote. The question is, how often does your student miss in a school year? Never, 1 to 2 days, more than 3 days, or don't have children in school. Thank you for voting. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and we're going to have an update later tonight at 6. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Midcoast Family Services plans to host several events to raise awareness. Jenny Stafford, CEO of Midcoast Family Services, has her organization planned several events, such as Wear Denim and Teal Days, and they even have visual displays set up at the Victoria College and UHV. Stafford says awareness is needed to address this frequent but not often discussed problem.
You know, you may not hear about it often. We may not want to even think about it. But it is an issue and a problem that we're trying very hard to address in Victoria and the surrounding counties.
Midcoast Family Services is in conjunction with the Victoria Health Department to offer a self-defense class. This class is free of charge and will be held inside at the Health Department offices. The class is on Friday, April 5th from 6 until 8 p.m. Anyone can attend and no registration is needed. If you or someone you know needs help, dial 911 or the Midcoast Family Services helpline at 361-573-HELP. And with that, let's take a look at your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mac Bettis.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. What a beautiful day. You got to admit, lots of sunshine. It all blew away when that little front came through overnight. That little north wind helped us out. There are some clouds out here in far west Texas with no major problems. High pressure building in, going to keep us on the really lovely side of weather for most of this week. Now, there is a front coming in next weekend, which is eclipse weekend, and we'll be talking about what I think is going to happen on Monday. So we'll have all that a little bit later on. Back to you.
Mac, thank you. A lawn care worker used a weed whacker to fend off an attacker over the weekend in Houston. Police say the incident involved a man suspected in a home robbery.
Neighbors along Renmark Lane say an older landscaper helps keep multiple lawns looking good.
He's our grass cutter guy. You know, he cuts our grass.
Adida Minaya is among those surprised he was targeted while on the job last Friday afternoon, and it was all caught on camera. The victim walks into the street after spotting suspects at his truck and chunks his weed whacker at the vehicle as it swerves towards him. One suspect, identified as 23-year-old Jarrell Alexander, falls onto the street from an open door. The landscaper whacks Alexander during a standoff, while Minaya's brother is on the phone with police after running outside himself. Alexander has a hard time staying on his feet, but eventually runs back to the red sedan he fell from before it speeds away.
For the amount of time he's been with us, he's never had that happen.
He was trying to protect his property and, in the course of it, did what his instincts told him to do.
In addition to the surveillance video, Precinct 4 Constable Mark Herman's office shared these images of Alexander and two alleged accomplices at Methodist Willowbrook, where Alexander was arrested after seeking treatment. As you can see in his booking photo, he's pretty banged up.
We're starting to see more and more violent crimes such as this, because not only was this a theft, but during the commission of this theft, there were some firearms brandished at the complainant, and which ultimately made him back off.
A man neighbors say should be able to earn an honest living without fearing this.
It's hard-earned money, and that's not right. I hope that they get what they deserve.
A Texas woman claims her rights were violated after Starr County Memorial Hospital reported her self-induced abortion at 19 weeks to the district attorney. Lizelle Gonzalez legal team says the DA's office knew they were overstepping the law when they charged Gonzalez with murder. The arrest took place months before Roe v. Wade was overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court, and at a time when abortions after 6 weeks were illegal in Texas. However, pregnant people cannot be criminally prosecuted for their own abortions under Texas state law.
The legal basis of Ms. Gonzalez's lawsuit is not about her reproductive rights. The legal basis of this lawsuit is the unconstitutional violation of her basic civil rights when she was arrested and charged with a crime that does not exist in the state of Texas.
The legal team says Gonzalez will not make any statements on her own behalf due to the ongoing litigation. The district attorney's office has yet to respond to this lawsuit. The mayor of Uvalde resigned from the job. Cody Smith says health issues caused the decision. He says Alvarado Zamora will serve as mayor pro term until after the November election. Smith's been in charge since just after the Robb Elementary School shooting 2 years ago. Smith's resignation came the day before a city council meeting that was earlier postponed due to his health concerns. Smith was reelected as Uvalde mayor last November. In world news, one child was killed and 2 others were wounded when another child opened fire today inside a school in Finland. A 12-year-old was taken into custody after opening fire inside a school, hitting 3 other 12-year-old students. The victims were rushed to a nearby hospital where one child was later pronounced dead. The shooting took place in a suburb of Helsinki, which has around 800 students from 1st to 9th grade and around 90 staff. A candidate for mayor of a violence-racked city in Mexico killed just as she began campaigning, marking yet another politician to be shot dead in the country in recent weeks. Authorities in the north-central state of Guanajuato said a candidate, Bertha Giselle Guilletan Gutierrez, was shot to death on a street in a town just outside the city of Celaya. Video of the scene posted on social media shows a small procession of people shouting Morena, the name of Guilletan's party. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador says the killing of his own party candidates hurts a lot. Now remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. For now, stay with us. Many Americans are trying to hit the gym as summer approaches. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5, the tips and tricks to it all. Also ahead, a new study reports heat waves are lasting longer and now move slower. What this could mean for you, straight ahead.
Our military hero for March is Charity Kittrell. At 25 years of age, she was thinking her life wasn't going anywhere, so she enlisted in the Air Force. But instead of flying, she wound up in a skiff. a top-secret secure information facility.
I was working a good job on the outside, but I was unfulfilled. And 9/11 happened, and I'm like, there's more that I should be able to do. I was in a secure facility. We had no windows. One door you had to code in, and flashing lights if we had a visitor. So, yeah, it was pretty, I don't want to say boring, because it was not a boring job, but we didn't see a lot of people or sunlight.
After her tour of duty, she settled in Central Texas and found her life's purpose. She opened a nonprofit called 412 Kids. The organization collects and distributes clothing and school supplies to area families.
I believe that service is service, and you're giving whether you're in the military or whether you're on the outside. So I would say while they're not directly connected, my service to the community has always been there.
This is a small token of our appreciation for your Air Force work and your charity work. And this is a little plaque and a little cash donation. You can splurge with it or you can use it on the kids, whatever
I'll probably use it on the kids. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nominate your military hero of the month at crossroadstoday.com. They could win an award and a cash gift. Maclovio Perez, 25 News Now.
Costco is now offering U.S. members access to prescription GLP-1 weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy. The renewable 3-month program includes a video consultation with a weight loss doctor or specialist and a weight loss prescription if appropriate. The 3-month plan costs $179 and does not include the cost of medications. Without insurance, GLP-1 drugs can cost between $950 and $1,600 a month. Now, it is a critical part of maintaining your health, but managing weight isn't always easy. And if you're hoping to shed a few pounds as it gets warmer, experts say there's no better time than to start right now.
You may be eyeing that swimsuit and checking out that number on the scale, but you might need to change your mindset.
What we want to focus on is lifelong health and not just focus solely on a summer body.
Dr. Steve Poon with Mayo Clinic says to meet long-term goals, first be realistic.
A lot of times people try to make these drastic changes, but oftentimes they don't take hold because it's very difficult.
Poon says to take small steps, consistent exercise can help. Incorporate cardio to get the heart rate up and strength training to build muscle. But make sure you're doing something you enjoy.
Exercise comes in very different forms for each individual, right? And what works for one person doesn't always work for the others.
Next, eat balanced meals. Poon says don't try to cut out entire food groups. Instead, eat in moderation with plenty of protein, fruits and veggies, and fiber.
Certain diets tend to avoid carbohydrates, but that's part of your long-term energy store. So if you're doing some longer distance exercises, you're going on a weekend hike on a challenging mountain trail, having some carbohydrates the night before will actually help keep and sustain your energy.
Finally, limit beverages that add empty calories. That includes alcohol and soda.
You'll hear me say moderation, moderation, moderation over and over again. And that holds true regardless of what we're thinking about.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Hearings are underway to address devastating wildfires across Texas and the Panhandle. In PAMA, an investigative committee is hearing testimony from the public about the causes and response to the wildfires. The meeting started today and will continue through Thursday. The committee is chaired by Texas District 88 Representative King King. After the hearings, a report on its findings will be submitted by May 1st. That report could include legislative solutions for helping prevent future wildfires. A new study says climate change is causing heat waves to last longer and move more slowly. This is actually worsening the effects of extreme temperatures. The study was published Friday in the journal Science Advances. The speed of heat waves, which are published or rather pushed by air circulation, decreased each decade from 1979 and 2020. The average duration of a heat wave has also lengthened from 1979 to 1983. They lasted an average of 8 days, but from 2016 through 2020, they lasted an average of 12 days. Heat waves are also traveling farther and becoming more frequent.
Yeah, that's something I think we're going to deal with this summer. Some of you are wondering what's it going to be like. I just think it's going to be as hot or maybe hotter than it was last summer, and that was no fun at all, but that's what's happening to our world. 83 degrees right now. It turned out to be a gorgeous day because of that north wind that blew in. 84 was our official high, a little bit higher than normal. But for the next couple of days, that north wind is just going to keep things looking really nice. We'll be talking about that coming up in just a moment. Well, it turned out to be a gorgeous day. Right at about 4 o'clock in the morning, the wind just shifted around, and all that gloomy stuff we had over the Easter weekend is pretty much gone. Too bad we can't do Easter weekend again. Now, this week's going to really feel like springtime. We're looking at the north wind, of course, keeping us on the mild side. Now, today it was warm, yes, but tomorrow will probably be cooler, down into the 70s, as that north wind, which is really right about here, really comes in and gives us a little bit of a cooling. I think you're going to love the weather. It's going to be gorgeous. This little sprinkle activity out in the West Texas mountains, not going to be a factor as far as we're concerned. So we're going to stay on the high and dry side. Of course, last night we had some big stuff rolling through. That's already way out over here over the Mississippi. Here's Lubbock, Midland. Out here in the Del Rio area, we do have red flag warnings for high fire danger because their humidity is going to be very low. And the winds are going to be up above 25 miles an hour. Those two factors right there immediately tell you that any kind of wildfire takes off, it's going to be hard to control. So if you happen to be going in that direction, just consider that. Otherwise, we're looking really nice with lots of sunshine and fairly mild temperatures for the rest of the day. Okay, this is a little complicated, but let me tell you what it is. Every little dot, or big dot actually, is a report of severe weather that occurred last night. And so while we were sitting here going, is it coming in this far south? Well, it didn't. It just skirted along I-10, but they had quite a bit of reports of hail. Every one of these is a different report of hail, basically from New Braunfels, maybe even San Marcos, all the way down to west of San Antonio, out toward Hondo area. Tonight, things are going to be clear and a little cooler. It'll get cooler tomorrow, but tomorrow's high temperature looking at 77 for us, 83 in San Antonio, 79 in Houston. Couldn't ask for nicer stuff. There you see the north wind continuing to blow, and that brings us the nice cool weather right on through the next couple of days. So there is a little change as we get to the weekend, and that's what we'll be talking about in a second. Looks like sunny skies all day long in Port Lavaca, getting up to 78. And then sunny skies all day long in Cuero. If you got outdoor activities, you're lucky because it's going to be so lovely out there. Low humidities and abundant sunshine. So the week is looking good all the way through Saturday. Now, on the weekend, we're going to be looking at the arrival of this frontal system. It is going to trigger a band of showers moving across Texas, very similar to what we had last night. Well, I'm going to say this right now. Now, you know, we update this thing every day. The frontal system should come through Sunday night, and there should be a few showers ahead of it. If we get anything on Monday, it'll be early in the morning as this thing starts pushing out. So by 1:30 in the afternoon, I think we're going to be in good shape for the big eclipse having, you know, because there's so many people coming to Texas just to look at the eclipse. And remember, it's 4 minutes long. Anyway, that is your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. We'll toss it back to Karina.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we're going to take a look at your stocks. Plus, millions of low-income households could lose internet service. Those reasons next. Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow down 397 points, the S&P 500 down 38 points, and the Nasdaq down 156 points. Oil rose $1.44, closing at $85.15 a barrel. Next month, 23 million low-income households could lose a subsidy that provides for their internet service. The Affordable Continuity Program is expected to run out of funding at the end of this month. The Federal Communications Commission says those enrolled in the program will keep getting the subsidy through April. Starting in May, internet companies will have the option to offer partial discounts. The subsidy gives households up to $75 off internet bills each month. Records show water from a Midland County well had a chemical level that exceeded state standards from 2020 through 2023. Information about contamination did not reach residents of the impacted neighborhood, the majority who primarily speak Spanish. You can read this Texas Tribune article on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And stay with us. We're going to take one last look at your forecast with Mac. Plus, we bring you back this story that 7-Eleven hot dog sparkling water was actually a prank. Sorry to disappoint y'all. Plus, here's a look at world news tonight right after 25 News Now at 5.
Coming up tonight, the tornado threat right now. Already multiple reported tornadoes. The system moving into the east. Heavy rain, destructive winds. And new video tonight, the moment authorities raid Sean Diddy Combs' home. And we remember a well-known actor tonight. He made so many laugh. Next.
"7-Eleven is coming clean about what proved to be a very clever April Fool's prank. The company is relishing its success at tricking a lot of people into believing their new hot dog flavored sparkling water was real. They were really sneaky about it, introducing the product not on April 1st, but rather several days ahead of April Fool's Day. While the hot dog sparkling water was a joke, the company did say some fans were actually pretty interested in it. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I would have tried it just for fun, Maybe like a sip.
Let's review this. It's a drink that tastes like a hot dog.
Yeah, hot dog sparkling water.
Can't do that.
Right, I felt like maybe with some sugar, you know.
Well,
Maybe,
yeah, I don't think I would have tasted it. It's
No,
like,
you wouldn't
it's
have
like
not even tried it?
A mustard flavored drink. No way.
People drink pickle flavored drinks all the time.
Well, pickle flavored is one thing, but a hot dog flavored? Well, see, to me, it's got to have the ketchup and the mayonnaise and the relish and the onions. Got to have the onions.
You don't feel like cracking a cold sparkling hot dog water on a hot day?
No, not at all. Folks, we got some gorgeous weather for the next couple of days. We've got to get actually cooler tomorrow. We're looking for a high of 77 because of that north wind. And then things are looking very nice for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That weak front, I believe, will be in on Sunday night, giving us some scattered showers around Texas. I think it'll all be gone by the time everybody gets up and wants to look for the eclipse on Monday.
So spring is here. Summer is basically right at the door.
Spring is here. It'll be that long, and summer is like knocking.
Ooh, we're gonna get, when do we get winter? Like maybe
winter was
October?
like 2 weeks.
Right?
2 weeks, somewhere in the middle of January. That was it.
Alrighty, thank you, Mac. And thank you for being with us. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.